Today we are going to be making Ancho Chiles Rellenos. This dried Mexican pepper is literally the ripened version of a poblano, so it makes perfect sense for us to turn them into chiles rellenos with a slight different flavor profile. I do want to get started on that delicious salsa. I'm going to preheat the oven to high broil, then cut 1 pound of tomatoes in half. Roughly slice half of a white onion. I've got half a sheet pan lined with aluminum foil. Arrange everything on it, including the onion and 4 unpeeled garlic cloves. Do a light drizzle of oil just to coat the tops. And as you can see, we laid the tomatoes skin side up. These are gonna go in the oven. We're gonna broil them on a rack that's close enough to the top so that they can get this nice char. They cook through and soften. I've got a small skillet, place it over medium heat. Add 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil. I like to use avocado oil. We're gonna be frying a corn tortilla until it is golden and crispy on both sides. Since we still have some time to go on that salsa ingredients, let's talk about the star of the show. 6 beautiful medium to large Ancho Chiles. Slightly sweet, chocolatey tones, earthy flavor. The chiles need to be slightly flexible, have that beautiful gloss. I like to do a short slit across. Take the scissors and just go down. So about 3/4 of the way towards the narrow bottom. Carefully open it and remove as many seeds as possible. Try not to open it too much. We are going to use a toothpick later on, but I still like to keep them as intact as possible. Now, these peppers are mild in heat. Make sure to keep that stem intact. Most of the seeds are out. If you have a bit of them left behind, it is fine. It's not going to affect the recipe in any way. We still have to hydrate these peppers, so I've got 4 cups of low sodium chicken broth in a medium pot. Heat it up just until you get some steam coming up. As soon as it's ready, turn off the heat. Meanwhile, I'm gonna take these chiles over to the sink because we are gonna give them a quick rinse. Add in the chiles, keep them fully submerged, and leave them in there for about 5 minutes just until they soften and plump up. Go by sight because these barely took 3 minutes. I just don't want them to get super soft because then it's gonna be really hard for us to work with them. I'm just gonna drain some of that broth, keep it in the pot. If that stem is super soft, grab them from the skin. Don't get rid of this broth, we're gonna use it for the sauce. At this point, with a few paper towels, what I'm going to do is pat these dry as possible. Get inside the pepper if you can. I'm gonna clean this 1/4 sheet pan, lay a brand new paper towel because we do wanna get rid of as much moisture as possible. These are gonna get fried later on. For the filling, I'm gonna be using 14 ounces of queso fresco. You could do panela, queso Oaxaca, but I really get this enjoyment from cheeses that kind of just soften but don't melt fully. But if you're looking for that fully melting cheese, Oaxaca is a great option. Cut the queso fresco into strips, kind of make them thin, long pieces. You can cut them in half. I like to stuff these peppers until they look chunky and they've got enough cheese in there. I'm just not trying to be stingy, okay? I like cheese and these chiles are going to show it. Now I like to take a toothpick and kind of sew the open side to keep them enclosed, being careful not to tear it open. If you have to, use another one to fully secure it. We've got our first pepper. Let's do the rest. Again, stuff them until the inside is full, but you're still able to close it. We're gonna set these aside, allow them to air dry a bit more. It'll give us time to finish that salsa. Roasted ingredients have cooled down. I'm going to peel the garlic, then add everything into the blender. For a kick of heat, I'm doing, wow, we've got some thunderstorm outside. We've got 2 chipotle chiles and 2 tablespoons of its adobo sauce. To this, I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of dried Mexican oregano, half a teaspoon of ground cumin, half a teaspoon of whole black peppercorns, the fried corn tortilla, a tablespoon of white distilled vinegar, and all of that chile soaking broth. Now we're gonna cover this and blend it until it is completely smooth. I've got a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, and I'm just going to lightly sprinkle both sides of the chile. Give him a quick pat to get rid of any excess, just like that. We're gonna separate the yolks from the whites from 5 large eggs. And make sure none of that yolk gets mixed into the egg whites. Okay, let's get started on the egg batter. Start by whipping the egg whites with the whisk attachment on medium-high speed until stiff peaks form. Keep a close eye on them, you don't want to over whip. Reduce the speed to medium-low and add the yolks one at a time. Mix just until combined. The batter should be light, fluffy, and smooth. I've got a generous amount of oil enough for frying, and I'm just waiting for it to reach the proper temperature, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we are gonna keep it there. Just adjust the heat as necessary. Take each pepper and dip it completely in the egg batter. Carefully add it into the oil, laying it away from you. Do a little more of the egg if it's needed, and I don't like to overcrowd that pan, so I'm gonna do 2 at a time. Very carefully spoon some of that oil on the sides over the pepper. Once that underside takes a golden color and cooks, we're gonna flip it. Honestly, these feel like little boats. Once they're golden brown all around, remove them, transfer it on top of a rack, and continue with the rest. And I do like to line the sheet pan with paper towels just to catch the excess oil. Since I've got some egg left over, I'm going to take a couple of broccolinis and coat them in the batter, then fry them. It is a perfect way to use up any leftover that you may have. Just make sure that it doesn't have excess moisture, but apart from broccoli, cauliflower does a wonderful job as well. I've got a large pot over medium heat. I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of avocado oil. Carefully pour in the salsa. You should hear that light sizzle. We're gonna give it a quick stir and allow this to reach a gentle simmer. Then we're gonna lower the heat to medium-low so that we can keep it there. Add a 1/4 of a bunch of cilantro, cover it, and we're gonna cook it for 15 minutes. Salsa has cooked, slightly thickened. Now we're gonna season it with salt to taste. Make sure we open up those flavors beautifully. We haven't added salt this far, so we have to make sure the sauce is fully seasoned because the peppers are gonna soak it up and get the seasoning from the sauce itself. Remove the toothpicks from the chiles, gently feel them and slide them right out. Here's a tip, add the same number of toothpicks to each chile when assembling. That way you'll know exactly how many to remove and won't accidentally leave any behind. Now we're gonna add all of the peppers one at a time, kind of make room. That's why we need a big pot to make sure every single one of them fits comfortably. Broccolis. On a gentle simmer, we're gonna cover it again and let everything cook for 5 to 10 minutes or just until that cheese softens and the ancho chile is also going to soften a bit more. Chiles are cooked and tender. Serve them drenched in that rich, flavorful sauce. Great pairings include frijoles de la olla, refried beans, or Mexican rice, along with a fresh salad and warm corn tortillas. For an extra touch, crumble a little queso fresco over the top. Think classic Chiles Rellenos, still smoky with a gentle sweetness and deep, complex notes that Ancho Chiles develop during the cooking process. Wow. This is a serious contender. I'm getting those sweet notes from the ancho. Smokiness, I don't know. This is just, this cream's flavor in all of its glory. The sauce, nicely thick. I just love the addition of that corn tortilla. Full print of a recipe on villacocina.com. And you can also support us by liking this video and sharing it with friends and family. Bye everyone.